Good Tuesday morning, everyone. Welcome to KSAT News Now. It is May 23rd. Thank you very much for spending some time with us on your Tuesday here. We've been off for a couple of days, so really appreciate everyone that's been able to check us out on all of our digital platforms, audio platforms as well. You could find us on YouTube, KSAT Plus, KSAT.com. Of course, this video is later then posted as a podcast too as well. So make sure to like, rate, and subscribe to the KSAT News Now podcast anywhere that you get your podcast. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things here on today's show, including weather. It's been some interesting changes in the weather. Justin Horn's going to be with us here in just a little bit to talk about that, including a bit of a somber date today when we look back at this date in history when it comes to weather. So we'll be talking with Justin here in just a little bit. But first of all, we want to start with really what's been on the mind of many of us here at KSAT, and obviously people here in the South Texas area. Tomorrow marks 1 year since the tragedy at Robb Elementary in Uvalde. So in a special year-long project, KSAT spoke with families, survivors, policymakers, and the people of Uvalde about their loss and recovery.
There's always one less plate that I make at dinner. There's always one less child that I wake up for school, one less kid I do homework with. Just one less laughter. And even the little things that were irritating just from being a parent and having kids, like the noise. I used to say, yeah, calm down, there's so many of you. And now when it's quiet, it's just, I would give anything to have that noise back. I mean, anything.
And that right there was Nikki Cross, and she did a interview with us along with Brett Cross. They are the guardians of Usaya Garcia, unfortunately one of the 19 children that died tragically there in Uvalde almost 1 year ago to the date. And again, we had a lot of interviews. Lee Waldman has done extensive coverage of Uvalde and put together a lot of these interviews, Andrew Wilson produced this special, and if you're watching us here on our digital platforms, you see that we will have full team coverage from Uvalde starting tomorrow morning. We're going to be live throughout the entire day, and this is going to be on Good Morning San Antonio early on tomorrow, and also leading up to our special, which is titled 1 Year in Uvalde, and this special airs at 9 p.m. It's going to be right here on KSAT 12. It will also stream on KSAT Plus and our KSAT YouTube page as well. So several opportunities to be able to view that and watch it. And obviously, we're going to be honoring a lot of these families and telling a lot of these stories of the victims there in Uvalde. So that is taking place tomorrow. Again, 1 year in Uvalde. Okay, moving on to some national news today on your Tuesday. We're going to go to Washington, D.C., where law enforcement officials there are identifying the driver of a U-Haul truck. You're seeing this pretty crazy video here, who's crashed into a security barrier near the White House. The driver has been identified as 19-year-old Sai Kandula. They said that this individual traveled from St. Louis to Dulles, where he rented the truck and then drove to the White House. So after ramming the barrier, authorities say that Kandula got out of the truck and actually began waving a flag with what authorities said appeared to be a swastika on it. So some very disturbing video there. And that is when officers from the U.S. Park Police detained him. Kandula is facing 5 charges, including assault with a dangerous weapon and threatening the president. So no one was injured during this incident. That is the good news there. And Kandula will appear later in court on this Tuesday. Okay, moving on to some other news here, and something that we've talked about for some time, how the U.S. Surgeon General is calling for immediate action by tech companies and lawmakers to protect kids' mental health on social media. This has been a big topic of discussion among many adolescents there. So the Surgeon General says that young people bear most of the burden of the harmful world of secretive algorithms, addictive apps, and inappropriate content. So there are some tips the Surgeon General has to help kids and parents. So let's go ahead and check those out. For parents, some of the tips here include create a family media plan, establish healthy technology boundaries at home as well, create a tech-free zone, several zones within maybe your house or areas, restrict the use of electronics an hour before bedtime and during meal times, model responsible behavior and follow the boundaries you are setting for your kids, lead by example and empower your kids. Go ahead and teach your kids the importance of respecting privacy and protecting personal information. So some very good advice there for anyone that has young kids that are involved in social media, and obviously something that we will continue to follow. Some good tips there from the U.S. Surgeon General. All right, as promised, Justin Horn is with us today on your Tuesday.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, we've seen some interesting weather over the past couple of days. Pretty rainy weekend, and then I felt like it got a little bit warm yesterday.
It's going to get pretty toasty this afternoon.
Okay.
We're going to see heat indices up over 90 degrees. But before we jump into our forecast,
Here we go. Yes.
we're Military City, USA, right? So I want to ask you a military question. It has to do with the island of Guam.
Okay.
So Guam is home to Naval Base Guam and which Air Force base, which creates Joint Region Marianas? So is it Vandenberg Air Force Base, Hickam, Anderson, or Osan Air Force Base? What do you think?
Wow. Okay, I don't think it's Vandenberg. I feel like I've heard of Vandenberg in the past, Air Force Base, and I don't think I've ever associated it with Guam. The other three, I have no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go just, you know what, normal C, multiple choice. You know, they always say just go with C when you. Look at that. There
You're
go.
right. You got it right. It is Anderson.
Yes.
Anderson Base is located on the island of Guam. And why do I bring up Guam? What's the reason?
I'd love to be.
There's a good
It's
reason,
interesting,
okay?
yeah.
Because there are some people here that may have some family members in Guam serving in the military.
Yeah.
And we have a giant typhoon, Mawar, that is headed towards Guam. And this is a massive, massive system. Winds are at 155 miles per hour, gusting to 190. And when I take you a little bit closer, it's right there. And you can see it's closing in on the island of Guam right now. Now, a little encouraging, had an eye earlier, starting to lose its eye just a little bit, which makes you think maybe it weakens some. But it is forecast to take a direct hit or move right over the island. So it could do some damage there. And that's going to be coming up tomorrow morning before this moves back out over the open Pacific. So again, if you do have family members in Guam or someone who's serving there, just be aware that that is going to be a real problem. Noontime today, 83 degrees. We're up around 86 by 2 o'clock, and then our high temperature 89 this afternoon, mostly sunny. Tonight, we will actually add in some small rain chances overnight into very early tomorrow morning. The reason for that, we're going to watch what develops out across West Texas. A little bit later this evening, these storms could gather into a cluster and then work their way south and east. Probably staying north of San Antonio, but there's an outside chance we could see a shower or two very early tomorrow. And we may do this all again tomorrow going into Thursday morning, kind of in that interesting pattern where whatever develops well to our north and west can actually make it all the way down here. We'll see. The rain chances are small, just at 20% Wednesday and Thursday morning. Otherwise, the weekend looks pretty good. Memorial Day, there is a slight chance for some showers and storms. So be aware of that. And as we get into next week, it looks a little more active. And very quickly, they want to pass along, too, this is the anniversary, 8-year anniversary of the Memorial Day weekend floods in Wimberley. We all remember that so well. So just goes to show you we can see flash floods this time of year.
Yeah, definitely a moment there that's hard to forget, and a reminder of just, like you said, that how powerful these rushing waters can be. So something that you always want to keep in mind of. Make sure to have all of the KSAT weather app, sorry about that, available and stuff. But well, it's never good when you pull out the world map and you start talking about Guam. Yeah,
Guam.
that's kind of.
Yeah.
But hopefully those people are okay. You know, you mentioned family members. I do know my wife's best friend growing up. Her husband is in the military, and he does a lot of traveling across the ocean there
Pacific,
and go to the Pacific. They lived in Hawaii for a while, and then he would stop in Guam all the time. I think he was like a military paramedic and stuff. So yeah, definitely a lot of military community in that area as well. All right, so, all right. A big talking points here. This is taking over all over social media, Justin. Not sure if you've seen this.
Okay.
Have you seen this? Okay. After 20 years in the NBA, LeBron James now, yes, the LeBron James, adding to the speculation that he could retire after the Lakers got swept in the Western Conference Finals. That's right, they got swept 4-0 against the Denver Nuggets.
Why are you clapping? Are you happy about this?
I'm a little happy about that.
Okay.
I like seeing, you know what, Denver, kind of a small market feel. So Nikola Jokic, like Tim Duncan-esque, you know what I mean? Where you get these
do kind of feel
superstars.
that, yeah.
There we
Very
go,
team
yeah.
basketball, yeah.
So James told reporters, quote, he said, "We'll see what happens going forward with the game of basketball. I've got a lot to think about," end quote. So despite the team's elimination from the playoffs, James had a great Game 4 performance. I saw this game last night, and obviously, look, he showed that he can continue to play if he wants to. He's 38 years old now. He played all 48 minutes last night, scored 40 points, grabbed 10 rebounds, and dished out 9 assists. Those are your type of scoreline.
It's just so wild because I feel like
That's your box score.
No, no, not these days. I feel like he just came into the league. Like it's so crazy the time has passed.
Yeah.
But what if he went back to Cleveland again for the third time?
For a moment I thought you were saying, what if he came to San Antonio?
Okay.
And finally reunited, and finally, he's got all this love for pop and stuff.
Well, that's true.
But no, that's probably not.
I don't think that would work out.
Not with Victor Wembanyama now,
I don't know.
soon to be in the fold.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see. I don't think LeBron's going to retire. He's still too good.
Retire, yeah.
I think he just was in the moment. And how about LeBron? Total LeBron move, taking all the attention away from the Denver Nuggets. First NBA Finals for those Denver Nuggets. So shout out to the Mile High City.
Oh, that's great. I didn't know. I didn't realize it was the first. I was thinking back to. I remember. Was it Mutombo?
Mutombo, yeah. That was probably one of the greatest moments in their franchise history. Max is smiling off to the. Matt, do you have some hot?
Fantastic. Did you mention Carmelo retired?
No, I didn't mention Carmelo.
Oh yeah, Carmelo's retiring too. He's awesome.
I guess. Well, Max with his hot sports opinions. Just doing a quick drive-by on us. All right, that's going to wrap things up here for KSAT News Now. Make sure to check out that. We're going to post an article right down the Blanco River, the Wimberley incident there from 2015.
2015, 8 years ago, yeah.
So make sure to check that out on our website, and always interesting to look back at those events and those situations. And thanks again for hanging out with us. KSAT News Now. We will see you later. Have a good one, everybody.